The gates open. You have been inside that fort for 11 days straight, drilling, standing watch, grinding grain, sleeping on a wooden bunk in a stone room with 7 other men. You have eaten the same meal every night: boiled wheat, hard bread, sour water. But today is past day. You have 30 denarii on your belt. You have not spent a coin in 2 weeks. And before you have even cleared the fort's main gate, you can already smell it: wood smoke, fat rendering over fire, roasting meat. It is coming from the vicus, the civilian town that grows like a shadow just outside every permanent Roman fort. And for the next few hours, the Roman army does not own you. Before you get to the meat, you need to understand what you were being fed instead. The Roman military ration had a name: the cibaria. And the first thing to understand about it is this: it was not designed to satisfy you. It was designed to keep you functional. The foundation was grain, approximately 830 grams of wheat per day per soldier. Unprocessed, not flour, wheat. You ground it yourself, before dawn, with 7 other men from your tent unit, using a small stone hand mill that the army made you carry everywhere the legion went. Your arms burned. The flour was never quite fine enough. You baked it into dense, heavy bread in the fort's communal ovens. Or when time was short, you boiled it into a thick gray porridge called pulse and ate it in silence in the dark. Beyond the grain, posca, vinegar mixed with water, not a punishment, an antiseptic, a preservative, something that hydrated you faster than plain water in extreme heat. Salt, issued separately, considered so essential to military function that the Latin word for salary comes directly from it. And olive oil, for cooking, for waterproofing your leather armor, for the lamp above your bunk, for cleaning your skin. Romans had no soap. Now run the numbers. And pay attention here, because this is the part Rome didn't advertise. The grain ration alone gave you around 2,800 calories a day. A soldier doing heavy physical labor needed closer to 3,500. That gap, that 700-calorie shortfall, was not an accounting error. It was not an oversight by the most administratively precise military machine the ancient world ever produced. It was deliberate. Rome was underfeeding its soldiers, intentionally, every single day. The deficit was engineered to be filled somewhere else, and that somewhere else, that was the entire point. The cibaria was the floor. Rome built the floor low on purpose. Every permanent Roman fort generated a civilian settlement outside its walls. The vicus, not tents, not temporary stalls, real buildings of stone and timber, built to last as long as the fort itself. Taverns, bathhouses, smiths, traders, and food counters that opened before the sun was fully up. Because the Roman army paid its soldiers in coin, and coin needs somewhere to go. Here is where you need to picture a specific person, a young man from a Germanic tribe, somewhere north of the Rhine. He earned 225 silver denarii a year. The first time he held that many coins in his hand, he had never seen that much money in his life. The first time he walked into a thermopolium, he stopped in the doorway. The thermopolium was the Roman fast food counter, a stone surface built into the shop front, with large ceramic vessels sunk directly into it, kept warm from below. Stewed lentils, roasted pork, olives, hard-boiled eggs, flatbread dressed with oil and soft cheese. You pointed at what you wanted. The man behind the counter filled a bowl. You paid a coin. You ate standing at the counter or on a low bench outside, with the noise of the street around you. For a man who had spent 6 weeks eating gray porridge in a stone room, this was not just food. It was the first time in 6 weeks anyone had asked him what he wanted. He spent disproportionately on meat. Archaeological records from forts along Hadrian's Wall show higher concentrations of animal bones near barrack blocks occupied by auxiliary units, compared to citizen legionary quarters. 2,000 years later, the spending pattern is still visible in the dirt. Beyond the Thermopolium were full sit-down taverns serving wine, cooked meats. Near Hadrian's Wall, that meant venison, wild fowl, pork, and this surprises most people, oysters. And then there are the Vindolanda Tablets. Stop here for a moment, because this matters. In the waterlogged soil beneath a fort on Hadrian's Wall, archaeologists found a collection of thin wooden writing tablets, the largest archive of Roman military documents ever recovered in Britain. They preserved because the conditions were right, and because no one disturbed them for 19 centuries. Among the official reports and military orders, there are shopping lists. A Roman soldier's handwriting scratched into wood, asking someone on the other side of the wall to send him more olives. That ink dried. That wood was buried. And we can still read it. The Roman soldier's standard meal at a Thermopolium counter was flatbread, dressed with oil, soft cheese, olives, or whatever local topping was available that day. Eaten standing up, at a stone counter, in a civilian street. The argument that pizza has direct Roman military origins is not a joke. It is an archaeological position, and the next time someone argues with you about it, you now have a source. The centurion sitting 2 streets away from you was drinking wine. You were drinking vinegar water, and everyone in the vicus knew exactly what that meant. A centurion earned roughly 15 times what a basic legionary made. He did not eat at the Thermopolium. He did not stand at a counter with a coin in his fist. He purchased finer flour, imported oil, and wine, actual wine, not Pascha, and he had something delivered to his quarters that no ordinary soldier could casually afford. Garum. Garum was fermented fish sauce, salt-packed fish left to liquefy over weeks in the sun, the liquid drawn off and bottled. It sounds unpleasant. It was, by all Roman accounts, extraordinary, and it traveled. Sealed amphorae of high-grade garum moved from production centers in North Africa and Spain across the entire empire, from the Mediterranean coast to the northern edge of the known world. A bottle of garum on a centurion's table at a fort in Scotland had crossed more miles than most Roman soldiers ever would. It was not a condiment, it was a statement. For the auxiliary soldiers, the Germanic tribesmen, the Gaul, the Briton, serving alongside Roman citizens, the food relationship was different again. They came from cultures built on meat, animal fat, and fermented grain drinks. The Roman grain ration was genuinely foreign to their bodies. The vicus was how they corrected for it, and the archaeology confirms it. The bone concentrations don't lie. What a Roman soldier ate told you exactly who he was, where he came from, and how far he'd climbed. On campaign, none of this existed. No vicus, no Thermopolium, no tavern, no oysters, no flatbread counter, no choice. Just the cibaria, the grain, the pascha, the salt, the oil. The 8 men of your contubernum cooking from the same pot at the end of a 20-mile march in a temporary camp that would not exist by morning. Julius Caesar's campaign writings return to food supply again and again, not as a logistical footnote, but as the primary military concern. He located winter quarters near grain-producing regions not for defensive advantage, but because his army needed to eat. Campaign timing was partly dictated by harvest seasons. The army moved when the food was ready. When supply lines broke, the deterioration was rapid. Marching speed dropped. Injury rates climbed. Discipline began to fray. Hungry soldiers stole from local populations, generating civilian hostility, which made supply problems worse. The breakdown of a Roman army in the field almost always began not with an enemy on the horizon, but with an empty stomach in camp. The historians give Rome credit for tactics, engineering, and discipline, all of it earned. But under every battle won and every wall built was something more fundamental, a system that kept men fed reliably across 4 centuries and 3 continents, in conditions ranging from the Scottish Highlands to the Mesopotamian desert. And when those campaigns finally ended, when the column marched back through country they recognized, and the permanent fort appeared on the ridge ahead, there is a soldier. He has been in the field for 11 weeks. His boots are worn through. His hands are cracked. He has eaten the same gray porridge from the same pot for 73 days. He knows exactly what he is going to do when those gates open. He has known for weeks. He doesn't walk fast. He's too tired to walk fast. But he's already thinking about the smell. The Roman army could issue grain, salt, oil, and vinegar. It could calculate your calories, track your equipment, and tell you when to sleep. It could not issue this. The freedom to point at something and say, "That one. I want that one, because I chose it." If you were stationed on Hadrian's Wall, with a month's pay and 1 afternoon of freedom, what do you spend it on first? The tavern, the meat counter, or do you save the denarii? Drop it in the comments. And if you want to know what happened when Roman supply lines failed completely and what soldiers were forced to eat instead, that video is next.